Thanks for joining us. This is Robert Joseph, and I am the founding father of the Crisis Club. We are the Bastard Sons of Liberty, and I am joined with a new Crisis Club personality, someone that I've known for a while, and I'm just going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
I am CN Fuegos. I like to call myself a socialist. I've known Rob for a very long time, and I have a lot of faith in what he's doing and think it's very necessary given the current state of things. But I think we have some disagreements on where the problems in society actually are right now, and I'm looking forward to respectfully disagreeing.
Yeah, I got a big smile on my face right now. You know, you can't see it, people can't see it, but I'm like really excited to be talking to you right now.
That's good to hear.
And I think it's going to be a good time. I'm sitting here, and what is in front of me right now is the Crisis Club website, and in front of me is a letter from Mr. C. And here it says, "Hey Rob, hope you're doing well. I've been quietly following your Crisis Club endeavor, and I had a quick question. What are your intentions, and who do you see as your audience?" And I've got a couple different things that I want to, like I said, I'm really excited to be talking to you, my friend, from long ways back. There's a lot of things I want to touch on, and I hope I don't neglect any of them. Yeah, that's one of them that I sort of want to help to shine some light on. And yeah, what are our intentions, and what do you who do you see as your audience? And in that little correspondence we had, you offered some constructive criticism, and I think this would be a good opportunity to maybe go over some of those and talk about some of those things, because I think it'd help me out, and help us out in this endeavor. We need the constructive criticism. But first off, I want to talk to you about, we had just talked earlier in an email, and you had asked me if I had remembered where your moniker had come from. And I got to tell you, you and anyone who's listening, my memory is so bad, Mr. C. I mean, I'm taking supplements for it. Like I go to the health food store, I've got these different supplements I'm taking for my memory because it has gotten so bad. I mean, I don't even know how to tell you how bad it's gotten, but I mean, I'm like concerned about it, But would you mind shedding some light on that? Because I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it must have been at least 10 years ago now, but I had just read the biography of Che Guevara, and Che Guevara had this sidekick named Camilo Cienfuegos, who was essentially a peasant that Che picked up along the way during the Cuban Revolution. He was completely illiterate, and Che kind of took him under his wing and made him his right-hand man. So, I was sitting on the couch with you, and I basically just kind of said, it'd be so great to just have been that guy, to be next to someone who is such a visionary, and not to say that all his views are completely correct, but
sure,
he was just someone who really had a foot forward in history, and to be next to him and him to call you his friend and to teach you everything that he had learned through all his formal education. Well, anyways, I kind of looked at the name, and the name in Spanish means 100 fires. And then I thought about my initials, which are CN, so I basically just took my initials and added Fuegos on the end and made myself a Che counterpart by proxy, I guess.
Cool, very cool. Yeah, I was just kind of curious about that because I don't remember that at all. But it does tie into something else that I want to get into, and which I think let's just start by talking about this, okay? The Crisis Club, and this is something that I've been wanting to do and for a while, and really what it stems from is just wanting to have a voice, man. You know what I mean? I just want to be heard, and I don't think that really needs a justification. You know what I mean? It just sort of is what it is.
Well, it's your duty as a citizen.
Yeah, I've got this voice, and I want to project it, and being and I mean, there it is. So I started. I got on Facebook, and I didn't even want a Facebook. At the time, my girlfriend kind of pressured me into it. Sort of, and I got on there, and I didn't use it until I realized that, oh, hey, I could like and friend request different activists and different causes. And then then all of a sudden I was really deeply involved on Facebooking and doing like a clicktivism, as they call it, and just social networking that way. And but there's only so much that can be said in a status update. So I got really good at saying a whole lot in that limited 420 character, space that you have on there for a Facebook status update. But I had more that I wanted to say on certain subjects. So Crisis Club sort of grew out of that. And so yeah, that's sort of what made me, want to do this. And however, it hasn't exactly, blown up, right?
Right.
Let me put it, I would like it to have a little bit more attention, and I'd like to see more participation. You know what I mean? I'm dissatisfied with the level that we have, which is okay. I can accept it, but I'm working at getting more. But so
as an activist, you should always be dissatisfied.
yeah, and I am, and but anyway, I'm constantly thinking about this stuff. How to make it better, how to engage more people, how to get the message out there. But what's been going on with me lately, as I've been sort of having this like personal crisis, and I think you're a good person to talk to about it, because when we really got to know one another was when I was staying on your couch, when I was pretty much crashing on your couch, and like you said, I mean, this is 10 years ago, and things have changed, I've been through a lot, and I'm sure you have, but there's this emotional, like I'm revisiting this same sort of emotional, like place that I was in back then, which is like causing me to be on the move. You know what I mean? To kind of run away. Does this make sense?
Yeah, absolutely does.
Okay, because I need you to start shedding some light on this stuff, because I mean, no pressure or anything, but I mean, I'm like, I'm falling apart. You know what I mean? I'm in this perpetual breakdown, this like perpetual emotional breakdown. So the point is that Crisis Club, all of a sudden I'm in my own little personal crisis, and through Crisis Club I've been encouraging people to, address their own issues, handle their business. You know what I mean? Keep moving forward, address their own personal issues, like I said. But I can't. In order for me to preach that, I have to practice it. And I feel like I'm at a point right now where I really can't point the finger at anybody and be telling them, how to run their life, because I'm a mess right now. I mean, I'm falling apart. So I felt like, well, there is this Crisis Club infrastructure in place. I might as well just use it to, if nothing else, document my crisis and my personal crisis and how I handle it.
Can I backtrack to something you just said?
Absolutely.
Where you said you're dealing with your own personal crisis and you don't think you should be telling anyone else how to live. That's one of the things that I just think is just wrong. I think what you're doing here is based on a set of principles that don't necessarily change. It's this worldview that you have. And I don't think that you having some personal crisis negates your authority when it comes to talking about general principles for how you view the world should be. I think those are two completely separate things. So I don't think you should be looking at things like that at all. Some of the greatest leaders we had in this country were very, very flawed individuals personally, and they were completely tortured. I mean, even Abraham Lincoln, he was an absolute psychological mess, but his principles were, right for the time, and he still, shared those principles and tried to put them into action. So, unless you're talking about something where your personal crisis is stemming from the state of things, then we're talking about internalizing, which is two different things, you know?
Yeah, do you want to maybe shed a little bit of light on those, make a distinction there?
Well, I've been through that before where, especially when I was back in nonprofit world and I was face to face with the problems of one of the most devastated communities in the country. You get to a point where these issues that you're always thinking about and working to fix sort of become your identity by default. And you sort of end up viewing your inability to change something that's way bigger than you as some kind of personal failure, and you feel like you're spinning your wheels. When I think the thing people have to realize is that's that's not a personal failure. It's just you're dealing with something bigger than you, and your responsibility is to do everything you can to change minds, sort of preach the gospel, if you will.
Yeah.
Get more people in the right camp, or what you view as the right camp.
See, and I like where this conversation is going because we are touching on all the different topics that I wanted to touch on, but it's becoming sort of this salad bowl mixture of things that sort of relate to and touch on all these different things. Because so we're headed in the right direction, and that's a good thing because I wanted to talk a little bit about my personal crisis, and I also wanted to address what Crisis Club is really about, and I sort of want to marry those two things. You know what I mean? That's sort of what I'm striving to do, and other things as well. So yeah, and sometimes, I think maybe people have the impression, because I've been reaching out for help, which is something that doesn't come natural to me. I'm an artist, I'm sort of, I don't want to say that I'm introverted, but I have this thing that I call analysis paralysis. We actually titled a podcast a couple episodes ago, Analysis Paralysis, this.
I listened to that one.
Yeah. And so I get stuck in this I get stuck in this analysis mode, but never take any action. You know what I mean? I've done my best to sort of break that. You know what I mean? You can only sort of think things through so far before, the whole point is to take action ultimately.
Right.
So, but yeah, no one ever really taught me how to ask for help. And like I said, I'm an artist, for what it's worth. And so, I'm really good, I think, at maybe creating some sort of image or artistically expressing something that I can't necessarily say or that people won't necessarily understand. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Take this concept and deliver it to people in a way that they would normally reject. But you can sort of wrap it. I think that's kind of what artists do, You take these thoughts, these ideas that you have, and you express them in a way that where people are going to confront these issues without even necessarily being conscious of it,
Right.
So, well, anyway, I was always really good at posturing myself into looking as though I needed some fucking assistance. You know what I mean? Wasn't real good at asking for it. You know what I mean? As simple as that fucking is. I mean, seriously, like, can I have a little help? You know what I mean? Like, it took me 26 years to learn how to ask a motherfucker for help,
Well, in general, when you're around good friends, as soon as they know the state of things, you don't have to ask, they offer.
Yeah, sure. But just I don't know, man. I can really complicate the hell out of some stuff. And but I've been working on it, and these past couple of years has been this process, through recovery. Even I get into that a little bit in the Crisis Club productions, the various incarnations of it. Talk a little bit.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Yeah, I think I was a mess, wasn't I?
Oh, yeah, I've seen you in better days. I happened to miss the worst of it, but I saw the beginnings of it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I am pretty, I am pretty satisfied, pretty proud to be able to truthfully say, that, I mean, I guess I don't know what to say, other than that, I don't know what to say. I mean, I gotta tell you this, I wanted to do drugs today, man, and I didn't do them.
Well, I mean, that's what recovery is. I don't think the feeling ever goes away.
No.
And
No.
I actually, I did quite a bit of work in mental health and substance use as well. And I think people really underestimate the challenges that people who are addicted face. And